What's up, everybody? It's Peter Schrager with the Week 11 Fox NFL Cheat Sheet. Here are 5 things that I'm thinking about as we head into this weekend's games. Number 1, Justin Jefferson's that dude. I know that sounds hypocritical or ridiculous for me because 2 weeks ago I said Tyreek Hill was that dude. And last year I said Cooper Kupp was that dude. And at certain points during the offseason, I was like, no, Jamar Chase is that dude. But Justin Jefferson, hands down, right now is having the best season of all these wide receivers. And it's not some fluke. What he's doing is historic. Through 2.5 seasons, he's putting up better numbers than any receiver in the history of the game. That includes Randy Moss, that includes Odell Beckham, and that includes just about every other legendary wide receiver. And in this season in particular, he is having himself a historic season. I thought Sunday's game with the catch and all that was just an eye-opener for everybody else who hasn't had a chance to watch the Vikings this season. One of the cool things about that game and that performance, you know the numbers, 190 yards in the 4th and 18, and then the big one on 3rd down. But one of the coolest deals about that was Amazon Next Gen Stats had a stat that said he caught 9 passes that had a less than 50% probability of being caught. That seems really like in the numbers, in the weeds. What's that mean? Well, the next best all season was 6 catches that had a probability of 50% or less. And in the history of the game, since at least Amazon's been keeping track of this, no other receiver in any game in the history of the sport has ever had 9 catches with a 50% probability or less. Now, what's that mean? Big picture. Well, it means Kirk Cousins, like we could talk Kirk Cousins MVP all we want. Truth of the matter is, Kirk Cousins has a great luxury. He could just fling it up there. Justin Jefferson can get it done. Look, he's not 6'6". He doesn't run a 4.1 40. He doesn't line up exclusively in the slot. Doesn't line up exclusively outside. This dude does it all. Justin Jefferson is that guy for the 2022 NFL season. Number 2, the Jeff Saturday situation is getting kind of interesting. I say that because it upset a lot of people. I mean, I myself didn't love the hire for obvious reasons. There were other people I thought could get the opportunity who paid their dues. But like Joe Thomas went in. Bill Cowher called it a disgrace. He went in. And then naturally, because this is what happens in the NFL, Jeff Saturday gets his guys all on the same page. And they win a road game that very few people suggested that they would. On the back end of that, though, is now this conversation saying, well, wait a second. Are the Colts onto something? Like, do you need to have a lifelong coach, or is fresh perspective and a guy who has just led, is he capable of doing it? Like, you look at Steve Kerr in the NBA and what he was able to do with the Warriors. You look at what Jason Kidd does. You look at, I mean, I know it hasn't worked, but Steve Nash was hired to be that Nets coach because of all the personalities. These guys can look to him and respect him. Saturday, he's not going to be a technician as far as X's and O's go, and maybe he doesn't have the office hours that a Sean McVay or a Kyle Shanahan has logged. But I think it's intriguing, and I'm watching Hard Knocks right now, and it's in season with the Arizona Cardinals. I see a guy like J.J. Watt who, coaching up players on the field. You ask around to a lot of these teams, and it's like, Josh McCown, when he was an NFL player, they say he was like a coach out there. Chase Daniel with the Chargers, say he's like a coach out there. So many of these different players are so important to the coaching staffs that I wonder if this doesn't break open a conversation this offseason saying, all right, so this guy was a lifelong assistant coach, got the coordinator job, and now it's his time to be the head coach. Or some of these owners might say, you know what? This guy was a really good player. He wants to coach. Players all respect him. Hire some good coordinators, some good assistant coaches, be our CEO, lead us down this road. Fascinated to see what happens, especially if Saturday keeps on winning. Number 3, Zach Wilson needs to have a day if the Jets have a chance against the Patriots. You know the storyline going into this thing. The Patriots have won the last 13 straight regular season games against the Jets in Foxborough. Patriots have won the last 13 straight overall games against the Jets overall. And Bill Belichick has absolutely owned whoever's on the other end of that Jets sideline. Now, here's the deal. Jets are better right now. They have a better record. Jets are in a better playoff position. Jets are coming off a bye. Like the Jets have everything going for them. But here's what has to happen. Belichick's going to do something that he does to every young quarterback. He's going to make them beat his team. And that's especially off a bye week where the Patriots can prepare. But there's a slogan they have in New England, and Jason McCourty, my co-host at Good Morning Football, has told me this. Make them beat you with their offhand. What does that mean? So if you're righty, Bill Belichick makes you beat his team with your left hand. If your great strength is running the ball in defense, Belichick's going to make you beat the Patriots with throwing the ball and finding a way to do it through the air. Zach Wilson hasn't had that game yet this season. He's won a lot of games. He's been a complimentary piece, but I think Belichick's going to make Zach Wilson beat him at some point, whether it be in the third or fourth quarter or whether it be in a shootout of some sort. There's no way Belichick's going to let this game come down to the Jets defense dominating his quarterback and the Jets running game dominating his defensive line. Zach Wilson's going to have to make a play. He hasn't made that big play all season yet. I think that has to come this week, and I'm not so sure it happens. Number 4, I'm all about Jack Sanborn of the Chicago Bears. Who is Jack Sanborn? Undrafted linebacker out of Wisconsin. Jack Sanborn did not start the first 8 weeks of the season. They trade away Roquan Smith. Jack Sanborn comes in as the starting linebacker, and in week 10 against the Lions, he had 10 tackles, 2 sacks, and he had an interception that was taken away by penalty, but it was an incredible play in the end zone. Sanborn's awesome. He's fun to watch. He was a Big Ten superstar. Went undrafted. I asked around, why was he undrafted? Well, there's speed, there's measurables, all that stuff is garbage. You put on that Bears jersey, you wear number 57, you play middle linebacker, you're going to make plays. In the great tradition of Dick Butkus and Mike Singletary, and of course in recent years, Urlacher and Briggs, and even Roquan. Now we've got Sanborn. Jack Sanborn. I love this dude's story. I love this dude's game. Number 57 on the Bears. It's very rare that we get an undrafted linebacker who I'm talking about on the cheat sheet. Here we are on week 11, and I'm all about this dude. Jack Sanborn, number 1 on the fan club right here. Number 5, I think Saquon Barkley is about to have a huge day. The numbers are in there, and this is the numbers. The NFL Network research guys got me this one. So Saquon Barkley is the leading rusher. The Lions are the worst defense in the league, okay? I did the research. Anytime that the leading rusher has faced the worst defense in the league after week 10, the records, I believe, is 0-6 for that defense, and those running backs have a day. I think the number is they average 115 rushing yards per game, and the point differential is 15 in those games. I think the Giants are going to roll over the Lions, and I think this Lions story has been cool. I love their offense. They put up points, but I don't think they can stop Saquon. Let that be a challenge to the Detroit Lions. Let that be a challenge to all the historically bad defenses in NFL history. But if I'm a fantasy football player, if I am looking to do anything as far as a big, bold proclamation, I'm going to come right here with it. Saquon Barkley is going to eat on Sunday. So there you go. It's the week before Thanksgiving. Enjoy your football. There is a lot of sports up ahead for us, but let's get it in this week. I'm Peter Schrager. Read all my stuff at the Fox Sports digital app. Check out my videos here on Fox Sports. Can't wait to watch some football on Sunday. Till next time, enjoy.